Hello, I'm Tex. I'm from business development at Authentise. We do engineering software mainly based around additive manufacturing. I'm just going to share my screen. This is just a quick webinar basically showcasing our new feature on Flows, which is our additive manufacturing order management platform that allows you to parse documents for a given test. So parsing test data and having it be implemented into your workflow. So just to give an overall understanding of our company, we have lots of different modules that focus on everything from taking an idea all the way to a finished part. Okay, so you can see at the top here, we have what's called threads, which we kind of describe as an engineering collaboration tool. It's much more directed at aiding with communication of engineers and engineering design teams. And then on the bottom, we have our additive manufacturing production modules. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on mainly today. So you can see the modules included in Flows include an RFQ responder for automated quoting, material management for tracking materials, a data connector for connecting your machines, and then a digital warehouse as well. So if I move on to Flows, I think you guys should be able to see my screen here. This is the order management platform. Okay, so this is where any kind of company that utilizes additive manufacturing as a production process can track and trace their orders. Okay, so you navigate through the top here. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. This has been covered on previous webinars, but essentially what you can do is you can plan your orders, which I'll go into in a second. Once an order is confirmed, it becomes a run. From there, you can then track all of what's going on your facility shop floor. So there's a few different views to view this. We have a machine queue here where you can see which of your machines are running. We have also a production Gantt view as well, so you can see the parts that are in order. For example, we have this part with 2 out of 10 pieces. 20% of that order is produced. And then we also have a work in progress matrix. It's just a similar way of viewing quite similar data. We have your assets, so your workstation or your post-production machines. You have your inventory, so that's all about tracking your materials and generating traceability reports, which is really important if you're trying to certify your part for, aerospace or medical, for example. And then you've got your organize tab here, which includes your digital design warehouse, but also includes something that we're going to talk about today, which is the templates for document parsing. So if I go back into the planning of an order stage, you'll be able to see here that in an example order, you have your parts. So there's 13 pieces that are not actually scheduled yet. You have this preliminary order. So you can see that a quote's been generated here. This order has 2 line items, which means it's 2 parts. One of them is quantity 1, the other one is quantity 12. And going down into each of the line items, you'll be able to see that each part has a prep workflow, which is the pre-production workflow stage, and it also has a whole set of custom work instructions. Okay, and you can see, for example, this part here. I should be able to see the workflow and edit it. Just give it 2 seconds. You can see the workflow here. So you've got an SLM printer. You can ask these kind of questions. For example, is the bed alignment correct? Time taken for print, etc. All of these workflow instructions are included in your custom workflow. But the scenario that we're thinking of today is where testing is going to be involved. And with additive manufactured parts, testing is often going to be an important step in your workflow. So just moving down to the intelligent document parsing, what the kind of feature does is it allows users to upload a document or a PDF with an array of data. Our system will then automatically extract that data to a particular work instruction. So it will save you manual data entry. And then this can be used for this can be used to enter data for a range of tasks, including recording specimen test results. Okay, so just to show you what this looks like in practice.
All right, this is going to be a quick demonstration of the automatic document parsing functionality that we added for Mobond. This is just a test line item with 2 pieces. It has its work instructions, has perform material composition testing, that has a document upload attached to it where we specified a specific parser template to apply to that document upload. So when we upload it, the system knows that we're looking for certain values. That is defined by the strength of materials test document. So if I go looking in here, we should see the test document, or which determines the values that we're looking to extract out of that document. So if I look at this, I'm expecting to find shear stress, tensile stress, density, and temperature measurements as relating to the piece when we upload work instructions for it. So these they'll be more clear once we actually go through the run process. Anyway, so this was assigned here. I confirmed it, and I pushed it into production. So we have a run already in place. I'm going to jump into QR. I'm kind of jumping around a bit for the instance of keeping this a relatively short video. But anyway, you can see that there's a warning here. You're uploading a document that will manually be parsed for each piece, which is pretty much saying is that if I were to upload a test sheet at this level, make sure that it has information that is relevant to both pieces, because it's going to try to do the parsing against both. If you, for instance, only had a test sheet that was specifically tied to this piece and another one that was for this piece, you would upload those directly at this level. But if you had one document that had a section for each piece in it, you would upload it at the top level for just convenience. So that's just what that warning is. I went ahead and already prepared an Excel sheet that's going to be kind of a simulation of the test data that we're looking to extract. These 2 pieces correspond to the pieces that were in that order, and I put some dummy information for the shear stress, tensile stress, density, and temperature. Also, you can see in the column header there's units, because the template doesn't define the units. They can measure it in whatever units they want, and the auto parser does its best job at extracting that information automatically, which you'll see in a moment. So let's just upload the document and see what happens. I am going to do this. I believe this is the right one. Let me just check that. Actually, it should be a different one. Believe it or not. Wait. Pretty sure there's a second version. Yes, this one. All right. So it's going to warn me that you're trying to upload a document. Oh, actually, this one's saying I previously uploaded, but I didn't actually do that. That's actually a faulty warning. I'm going to click upload anyway. It's going to warn me, do I want to automatically parse this document using the attached template? I'm going to click yes. And the system should be processing. Oh, yeah, sorry, because I uploaded it at the top level, I have to expand this. We're working on making that a little bit more seamless of an experience for the user. But for now, you have to expand this, and you'll see the documents, the extract details for each piece. So if I wanted to get the details from that test sheet that we uploaded for just this piece, I would click this, and you would see the values that are corresponding to that Excel sheet that I had before. This 700, 725, 3750, and 27 correspond to this row. And then if I were to select the next one, if I were to select this sheet, I get the next one, 800, 825, 4750, 28. You can, at any point, I can update these if I wanted to and make this 825. And then you can open it and you'd see that change is reflected. but this does a first pass of automatically extracting the data. You could upload another document, and it would overwrite it, and it works fine. But this is the current state. We're still working on polishing and doing the service provider flow.
Okay, so that's kind of what the document parsing looks like. In practice, how is this going to kind of help your guys on the shop floor? Well, there's two ways. So the first one is when you have an order and you edit a work instruction, what you can do is within a specific step, let's say in an in-process inspection, for example, what you can do is you can add, 2 seconds here. You can add to this workflow work instructions, okay? Now, these are very specific set of rules for each specific step. So let's say that in a process inspection, you wanted to add a step, and let's say you needed to measure the part or something. And the number in millimeters was, you know, it was greater than 0.05 millimeters, for example. At this stage, you can send it to non-conformance, send it to remanufacture, show a warning, etc. This can also be automated with that test document parsing feature that I just demonstrated as well. The other way that you can kind of set out rules across your facility is in the administration field here. You can see that you have guideline engines, and guidelines are more kind of tribal knowledge for your company, if you will. So an example will be kind of if this, then that logic. So for example, here, if there's an order, the total cost is greater than 5,000, you can see that the final rule of the summary is if the total cost is greater than 5,000 and it's a line item greater than 10, then suggest an in-process inspection, for example. So those are two ways that testing can then be kind of translated into actual action on the shop floor.